But 83 points is 83 points. And Bam Adebayo is one of the best people that you could ever meet in professional sports. He's a really good guy. He's a three-time All-Star.
Flashback.
Did you see how they played defense last night? I mean, this is not Joel Embiid who played Billy Ball because you know what, you have a thin Victor Wembanyama on you. We understand that. We expect that. But this is a day that he deserves to be celebrated because he's one of the good guys that goes about the business of grabbing his lunch pail and showing up to work every day and doing what he can to be the best that he can be.
Flashback.
What transpired last night in Atlanta was disgraceful. It made me feel like let's just go out and get somebody that don't want. You don't have to play defense. All you got to do is play offense. You don't have to play defense. That's what the hell took place in Atlanta last night. There's a difference.
Interesting.
When we look back at the last decade of NBA basketball, only 6 players have managed to score 70 or more points in a single game. In the modern 2020s era alone, 5 players have crossed that 70-point mark. Those players include Joel Embiid with 70, Donovan Mitchell with 71, Damian Lillard also with 71, Luka with 73, and now Bam with an incredible 83 points, the second highest total in NBA history, surpassing Kobe Bryant's famous 81.
Bam Adebayo putting up 83 points. That's the second most points scored in a single game in NBA history.
What did you say?
Now, when it comes to Bam dropping 83 points, the one reaction I really want to examine is Stephen A. Smith's response to that massive scoring night. The reason I bring this up is because 3 years ago when Luka scored 73, Stephen A.'s reaction was very different. His overall tone toward Luka's performance was clearly negative. He repeatedly downplayed the achievement and questioned its legitimacy. But when Bam scored 83, that same critical energy was nowhere to be found. And the truth is, if you really analyze that fourth quarter, it could have easily been criticized. It was messy and, at times, almost embarrassing from a competitive standpoint. Yet for some strange reason, the harsh criticism Stephen used for Luka Dončić simply wasn't present when talking about Bam Adebayo.
You know, he hit 7 3-pointers. He ended up with 83 points, second all-time to Wilt Chamberlain, surpassing Kobe's 81 points. And in the end, what it comes down to is that, hey, 83 points is 83 points. He went out there and did what he was supposed to do. And even though he didn't shoot 50% from the field, last time I checked, Doggy, shooting 48, 47% from the field is not bad either. He hit 20 or 43 shots, okay? It wasn't like it was 13 or 43. He hit 20 or 43 shots. That's close enough, okay?
Everybody knows they've witnessed history.
Yeah, John!
So let's pause right there for a moment. Stephen A.'s reaction to Luka's 73 compared to Bam's 83 could not be more different. When Luka scored 73, he loudly called it fraudulent and even labeled it a disgrace to basketball. But when Bam dropped 83, the tone completely flipped. Ironically, this was actually the moment where Stephen A. Peters could have strongly criticized the performance because parts of that game really did feel questionable. If you compare the fourth quarters of both games, the difference becomes obvious. In Luka's game against the Hawks, every single point he scored in the fourth quarter came while the score was within single digits. He went a perfect 16 for 16 in that stretch. Meanwhile, in Bam's game against the Wizards, most of the fourth quarter happened during a blowout. Of his 21 points in that period, 14 came while Miami was already leading by 20 or more, and none came when the game was within single digits.
Oh, my goodness. This is one of those things you have to see. I heard 43 shots, 43 free throws.
And they were like, no, Bam has 77. And I was like, huh? And then I watched the last 3 minutes, and that was a different type of basketball.
But it gets to a point where you have to respect the game. And I think there was moments in this game where it was not respected.
Thank you!
For many NBA media personalities discussing Bam's 83-point game, there's one line you keep hearing again and again. It's 83 points. It doesn't matter how you get them. But if you truly care about basketball or respect the history of the sport, that statement simply isn't true. The way a player earns their points absolutely matters. Here's the reality. In NBA history, there have been 16 games where a player scored at least 70 points, and among all of them, Bam's performance ranks at the bottom in several key categories. His field goal percentage ranks last. Made field goals rank last. Three-point percentage ranks last. Free throw percentage ranks 8th. True shooting percentage ranks 11th. The one category where he ranks first is free throw attempts. In other words, his 83 points came from massive volume and an enormous number of shots. It wasn't a case of someone being completely unstoppable or red hot for the entire night. And once again, that fourth quarter looked pretty rough. Luka's 73, on the other hand, was the opposite. The game remained competitive throughout the fourth quarter, and in the final minutes, it could have gone either way.
In transition, Doncic drops it in, count the basket. And a free throw coming, he's going to be shooting for 70. Remaining in this game, Luka gets through the defenders, powers up, scoring! 72 for number 77. Dude for Real Madrid at age 16.
24 hours later.
But the fans didn't want what we saw last night in Atlanta. Did you see that? I mean, that was a layup. That was just, listen, that was a
It was like the All-Star game.
The Atlanta Hawks, no wonder why y'all stink.
When Luka scored 73 in that game, the reason it was widely praised was because those points came naturally within the flow of the game. Much like Kobe's legendary 81-point performance, Luka's 73 felt organic and authentic. Bam's performance, however, felt forced and somewhat artificial. If you compare the rankings among those 16 70-point games, Luka's performance actually sits near the top in efficiency. His field goal percentage ranked first. Made field goals ranked 11th. Three-point percentage ranked first. Free throw percentage ranked second. True shooting percentage ranked first. And free throws attempted ranked 15th, which is second to last. Luka's game was the result of an unbelievable scoring rhythm and an all-time shooting streak. Bam's night, by contrast, was built on sheer volume, taking a huge number of shots and drawing a massive number of free throws. From a viewer's perspective, that style of scoring isn't exactly enjoyable to watch.
Look at that, 43, man. Rob, if you could have got 43 shots up, I might hit 200.
And I saw I only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the Washington Wizards.
And that brings us to watchability and iconic moments. Yes, Bam's 83 points are officially recorded in the history books, but if you look closely at how those points were scored, the performance itself wasn't particularly special after the first quarter. Luka's 73, however, actually became more impressive as the game progressed. Over the final 3 quarters, he scored 55 points while missing only 5 shots, hitting 6 three-pointers, and missing just 1 free throw. That level of efficiency from Luka Dončić was simply brilliant. Meanwhile, in Bam's final 3 quarters, he scored 62 points, but the efficiency was ugly. From the field, he shot just 10 for 27. From three-point range, he went 2 for 14. And from the free throw line, he took an astonishing 36 attempts.
When Doncic did it a few years ago, he was 25 of 38. Even Kobe only took 46 shots, and he made 28 of them. He took 43 shots, under 50%, which there's 9 guys, Wilt did it 5 times. There's 9 guys over 70. He's by far the worst shooting percentage. 22 threes. 22 threes in the game?
Don't have the gravity of playing in games that are really... They were defenseless for most of the night. Bam for 3. 1 on the shot clock.
Duck and cover.
Once again, when you look at Stephen A. Smith's reaction, the inconsistency is hard to ignore. His response to Bam's game compared to Luka's game is completely reversed. Luka's performance was authentic and earned within the flow of the game. Bam's 83, however, was far more questionable. Luka attempted only 16 free throws during his 73-point night, which ranks near the bottom among all 70-plus point games. Bam, on the other hand, attempted an unbelievable 43 free throws. In the fourth quarter alone, he shot 16 free throws, the same number Luka took during his entire game. Now imagine if the roles were reversed. If Luka had produced Bam's stat line and Bam had Luka's, how would Stephen A. Smith have reacted? Would he have stayed quiet and praised it calmly? Or would he have gone on television and loudly declared it illegitimate?
I know the answer to this question. Raise your hand.
Anybody? Anyone. But when you shoot 43 times and shoot less than 50%, when you shoot 43 free throws and you go 7 for 22 from 3 against a horrendous team, and you're in the game in the last 5 minutes, and Spoelstra's fouling the Wizards to get more possession so he can score 83 points, that's not the way it should be.
So that's where we'll wrap up the video. I'll leave you with one final thought. Not every high-scoring game in NBA history is equal. Just compare Bam's 83, Kobe's 81, and Luka's 73. Out of those 3 performances, 2 stand out as genuine masterpieces from start to finish. The other one, Bam's 83, comes with a bit of an asterisk. Some fans either don't recognize that or simply don't want to acknowledge it. In today's NBA media landscape, many analysts praise achievements blindly without any real criticism or discussion. But if you look at it honestly, Bam's so-called record feels a little hollow because of how it was achieved. In the grand scheme of basketball history, that context matters. Records are meant to be broken, but they should be broken with integrity and respect for the game. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.